Gretchen, for the last 17 years, has been saying, Tamra's lucky I'm not on Housewives anymore. The things I know about, the things people tell me about Tamra, I don't even ask. They just send me stuff, and she's lucky I'm not on Housewives because I would expose her. Well, you're on Housewives, and this is what we get.
What else do you know about her that she doesn't want to know? Next question.
This is your chance, Gretchen. What could you possibly be waiting for? Why do you think they brought you back on Housewives? Was it shady as hell of the producers to do this to Tamara? Yeah, because they brought you back because they thought you were going to bring all this stuff out. I bet production thought this was going to be easy. They thought content was going to be flowing out of these two. If Slade has been waiting to share this audio recording of Tamara having sex with some man from a boy band, share it. And by the way, Vanderpump Rules Party posted the audio, and I'm going to play it. It's painful, but I'm going to play it.
Celebrate, no hate. Yes. All the love is great. I'm hearing my own self, and I'm freaking me out.
Don't worry about it. I'll get up. Trust me.
Celebrate, no hate. All the love is great.
This is clearly for the No Hate campaign and not like a personal song Tamara was trying to get released. Like Gretchen, she did pursue a music career and was notoriously pretty bad. Remember that Pussycat Dolls performance? When I think about it, Gretchen and Sheena are kind of like the same person, but on different shows. Okay, look, I am bored with saying the same stuff week after week about Orange County. All right, let's say some more of the same things. Let's get into it. All right, if you're not following the show, please follow the show, subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, like and comment on this video. All right, let's do it. First thing I need to talk about this episode, Tamra's boobs. So she's come out and she said, I was outed by producers about the boob job. She wasn't going to say anything, but the way they framed this confessional is apparently it was too. But I'm sorry, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, what else did you expect him to do with that cut? It looks like that top was asking for it. I shouldn't say that. But yeah, it looks like that top was asking for it. So she's like, I guess they were going to out me for my boob job. It looked like you wanted them to. So anyway, but they look insane to me. They just look like a breastplate or something. Like, you know, those the drag queens that will wear the literal boob breastplate. It almost looks like that. And didn't Meredith Marks on Salt Lake City, didn't she wear a She did. She wore a breastplate in one of her confessionals that sent us all spiral. Like, wait, what is happening with her body? So it looked like that at first. But yeah, she's like, I can't believe the producer would out me for that. I'm like, okay, whatever. All right. So Tamara talks to Eddie about the Temecula trip. She calls Shannon miserable, claims she was just trying to help with the dad comment, whatever. I don't agree. I think she doesn't even know she's being messy. But then she brings up Gretchen, and Eddie clearly does not like Gretchen. He's like, I think, I don't blame him. He has not engaged with Gretchen and Slade. I don't think ever, if ever, it was like way back in the day. But Gretchen came all the way back and went to Vicky's party with Tamara's old friend, Ricky. That's the one where they keep showing the clip of her being like, he made out with a guy? Yeah, Eddie made out with a guy, which is just ridiculous. And if true, hot, honestly. So yeah, so I get why Eddie does not care for Gretchen much. But now, Gretchen and Slade have their little debrief of her Beverly Hills trip. I got to echo what Tamara said. It felt very performative. Like Gretchen needed to make sure Slade said on camera, sorry that I said what I said, and that she could be like, I'm mad at you for saying that. And, just like, please. But all of this really comes down to, very simply, that Tamara made fun of Gretchen being a singer, and Gretchen was, what Tamara made fun of technically were housewives that try to go and sing and have singing careers. And since Gretchen was singing and trying to have a singing career. She cannot let any comment that Tamara has ever made go. So she remembers it. And then, oh my God, she found out that Tamara recorded a song? So she wanted to even be a singer? Wow, what a hypocrite. But like, when you hear the song, it's like she wasn't trying to be a singer. She was clearly just singing this thing for the No Hate campaign, which clearly didn't go anywhere. And she was like, don't use it. So, like, that's why it's not released. It's not a song that's out there like Gretchen's song. Like, you can look up Gretchen's songs or Sheena's songs, but you can't look up Tamara's song easily because it's not even really like a song. But anyway, she's like, Gretchen's like holding on to that. Like, what a hypocrite. She tried to be a singer too. By the way, 15 years ago. Now, one mention of her trying to be a singer since. Nothing, no music has been released. Okay? So I'm sorry. This is just incredibly petty and embarrassing at this point. Slade sounds just like he did back in the day. I mean, I bet we could plug in an actual sentence he uttered back with his spiky hair in 2008 or whatever it was. But he's like, my intention wasn't to cause conflict, but the fact is that she's the one that did it, which is, I mean, he's almost said exactly those words before. But then Gretchen gives another confessional that sounds like it's reminiscent of the old days. And she goes, oh, Slade and his shenanigans. He's always just doing a little too much. And then they flash back to the, I'm putting this in quotes, comedy set that he did, which was not, again, not funny. You can be an insult comic, but it has to be good material. But there was nothing to laugh at. It was just him putting up a picture of Tamra in her bikini and saying, like, lay off the carbs. So the joke is literally just that is lazy and does not count as comedy at all. So then Gretchen says, I'm trying to move forward, but there is just so much stuff. There's going to forever and always be something that is said that makes me think of something. Now, I'm going to say something the way we should say something, but they've talked about this before. The way Gretchen says something is very irritating. Something. She puts an N. Andy's coached her at a reunion, like, and something. People are talking about it. Something. Oh, it makes me crazy. But forever and ever, she will always be reminded of things Tamra has said or done to her. You need to move on. Because I don't think, maybe Tamra does remember it, but like, she's not banking it the way you're banking it. Like, it's on ready. That's the difference. Is it's like, yes, if you make me recall, maybe I can think of some stuff. But it is on she is prepared. Should anyone ask? She's got it. She's got it. Okay? But then Slade goes, well, I certainly can't give you any advice because I'm bitter as hell over all that stuff. Jesus, you guys. I'm trying to be a better person. I know I am, but I don't even think she's trying. How are you trying to be a better person? What? You're stuck exactly where you were however long ago. How are you trying to be a better person? Okay. Slade then says, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube after the stuff that she said about me, Ryan. Now, to me, the reason why I'm pointing out him saying that is because Jen, in all of this, is trying to not blow her cover because she was trying to come in like, no, I mean, Gretchen just like wanted to be here. Nothing about Tamra. She's actually doesn't even talk about Tamra. But here's proof that Slade is holding on to what Jen and Ryan have told them about what Tamra said with the FBI and all that stuff. So they clearly all talk about Tamra together because Slade is using it like the things she said about Ryan. You weren't even there for it. Okay, so now he's just trying to make it, he's like tying it in now to try to make it relevant, even though it is just about his old stuff. It's embarrassing, all right? Well, then Gretchen brings up what Emily said at the slumber party. And Emily said, now look, they accuse Emily of playing both sides, and that's not wrong. She does. because Emily's saying, I wouldn't trust Tamra because I don't want to give her information that she would use against me on a bad day or whatever. Now, I don't know why Emily does stuff like this. Emily is on Tamra's podcast network. And I would think, first of all, I think that's a conflict. I think that Tamra should have never offered that, but Emily should have never said yes. It's like, there's no way we're going to be able to like do a show together, like Real Housewives of Orange County. And also I'm on your podcast network and I'm like kind of your employee in a way, sort of. That's conflict-y. Don't love it. But anyway, that's happening. That's her choice that she made. So I'm just confused what Emily's game plan is. Maybe it's just to be messy and like, fuck it, it's filming and like that's what happens or something. But it's annoying. But anyway, nobody hates people playing both sides like Slade, because Slade hates it when people go and tell what he's been saying, because he tries to play all sides. It's like they like to try to get stuff out there, but then they don't want to get in trouble for it or something. Because he's like, that to me is just causing trouble, as if Emily is just up to no good. Unlike us, we're here for justice. Sure. All right. Anyway, we're done with that for now. Tamra then takes Sophia to the Music Institute. It's a really sweet moment. I'm not going to take anything away from that moment at all. But then Jen, in her little scene with her daughter, takes, is her name Evie? To get a facial, and this one was way more emotional than I expected to be. I really felt terrible for Evie, because I think she reminded me of my sister when my sister was younger. Like, she's trying so hard not to tap into the pain that she feels, but she can't help it. That's why she starts crying. And, talking about your mom getting remarried to a different it's this is a lot for this kid to be talking about on camera. And I was starting to cry along with her. Like, I just thought I don't know why. I was like, I relate to this little girl. I think truly she just reminded me so much of my little sister at that age. And it's almost this like they can't put words to it. They can't help it. They just start to cry because it hurt. Oh, I hate it. I hated it. And then Jen says that she feels like a failure when she sees Evie all upset. And the producer asks Evie, do you think your mom is a failure? I'm like, whoa, we don't need to be asking her those questions right now. This felt too personal for me. I don't like it. Okay, but now Gretchen, she hosts this self-defense class, which she ties into the fact that she has an experience with a stalker. This is the stalker that Tamra either did bust Gretchen cheating on her dying fiance with, or was just a friend that turned into a stalker. It was very confusing, that whole thing. We'll get into that a little bit more in a second. But I think that's the only reason Gretchen wanted to host this self-defense thing, was that she could be like, I too have experience. However, she was terrible at it and didn't really participate. So, and this outfit was criminal. The braid? What was that braid? What did Emily say when she walked in? She's like, just sprung that on your hair person today? Like, what the fuck? What the hell was it? And also, way in the way. You're doing a self-defense class and you got this ponytail or braid rather, that's going to keep whipping everybody and whipping you. Stupid. Also, the fake carjacking. Now, I'm not just going to blame Tamara for that one. I'm going to blame the people who run this program, because they were cool with doing it. And it was dumb. I'm all for a prank when they're funny, because I do like a good prank. I crack up quite a bit for sure. But this was like truly traumatizing. And then the drivers were in on it, obviously. So the instinct, if some man comes up to the car, roll the window up. Don't just sit there in the car driving. Like, that driver would have taken off. And if it wasn't planned, it was so stupid to me. Sorry. I would have had a heart attack too. And it wasn't just Tamara's fault. Gretchen's fault. That was on the guys that run that program. So they split into groups, and it's Emily, Tamara, and Jen. And Emily asks about the Temecula trip. And Tamara's like, it was fun, right, Jen? And Jen goes, the house was incredible. Tamara caught it. She's like, okay, you didn't really answer. You just said the house was nice. But Shannon's version of what Tamara did say was like, okay, now that's not what happened. like I'm still on Shannon's side with it. But this Shannon just is doing the most. She goes, suddenly Tamara goes, well, we know your dad's an alcoholic. All right. Look, that's not what she said. It is a different. Do I think it was inappropriate? Yes. Do I think that there was something to it? For sure. But like, that is fucked up to say that just a little bit. But anyway, then Emily tells Tamra what Gretchen and Slade said. Jen, though, she's trying so hard to play dumb, and it's kind of pissing me the fuck off. All right? It really is. In Jen's confessional, she goes, I've gotten to know Gretchen, and the last thing she wants to do is talk about Tamara. Huh. It's interesting. Like I said previously in a few scenes back, Slade himself uses what Tamara did to Ryan as his argument now. So something tells me you guys are, and you said yourself, Jen, that the reason you guys connected was because you messaged Gretchen, Tamra, 911. So you connected on that. Just own it, damn it. I just wish Jen was owning it. Like it's her backtracking and trying to look like the good guy still. If you want to come in and you want to go for Tamara, do it. Fucking do it. But instead she's like, I have to look like I'm not that person. Okay. It doesn't work. Emily says, Gretchen kept saying over and over, we always get things about Tamra. It's unsolicited. We don't ask for it, but people send us this stuff about Tamra all the time. And I see Jen spiraling, panicking. She's like, wait, no. I'm still trying to pretend like that we never talk about Tamra. So she's like, well, I mean, that's weird because she doesn't do anything with that information. Well, really? Okay. Meanwhile, Emily continues to bring up Gretchen was like saying she had to go to court because of this stalker that you accused her of cheating on Jeff with. And then they flash back to probably Gretchen's first episode that we saw her in. It looks like it's that scene. Gretchen telling Jen, Katie, Ryan, Matt about how Tamra, when we subpoenaed his messages, was communicating with the guy. And they're like, oh my God. This all goes back to Tamra. I mean, I'm going to go with she did catch Gretchen cheating on her dying fiance because she just looked so busted at that reunion. When they showed the flashback of all those years ago, I was like, whoa, I forgot that Gretchen looked stunned. However, I don't like if Gretchen was being stalked but then why was there a photo of them kissing? Hold on. I was going to say if she really was a victim of this guy being a stalker and we're not getting enough information, like Gretchen, probably because she can't. Well, yeah, no, probably because she can't. Like when you win a lawsuit, aren't you like you settle a lawsuit? Can't you not talk about it? Because she's not giving us any clarifying information. But Tamra says that this guy sued Gretchen because she was lying about him. But then Gretchen sued him and won. I don't, it's kind of murky and weird, but it's like Gretchen's been holding on to all of these things that happened so long ago because, wait, I just realized this. Is the house Gretchen is in now that we see her like dropping off her daughter or having her daughter get picked up by the nanny? Is that the same house we've met her, she got on the show back in the day? It has to be, right? I just realized that. I don't know why that changes anything, but just like, damn. They really have just been sort of stuck there. Anywho, moving on. They all meet then after their little group activities to do this target practice segment of their training. And Tamara is an excellent shot, I guess. But Gretchen is pretending she can't do it. Gretchen's like, I just know I'm going to be so bad at this. And it's like, oh, ow, I can't do it. Oh my God, I'm shaking. Whatever. I you're the one who wanted to come here. So... I am kind of cracking up, though. They had a catered lunch at this event. Like, who did that? But Gretchen's taking swigs of Fireball, and Emily sees her opportunity to be messy and points that out, which Tamara's like, oh, that's my cue. I really hate that Gretchen still thinks she can say, if Slade said something stupid, that's on him. Nope. You cannot keep letting Slade be blamed for things that you want him to say, right? Tamara goes, of course he said something stupid. He was just waiting on speed dial, right? And Gretchen's like, no, they were the ones that were like, call Slade. Totally tries to throw them under the bus. Like they did it. Like it was their fault. You can't. And she tries to backpedal. Gretchen's like, all I said was Tamara also recorded a song. No, you said that was when she was fucking so-and-so. So please. And then she's like, but I felt bad. I felt bad for sharing that. But like, I've kept my mouth shut with all the things I get sent about you. And Tamara goes, you've kept your mouth shut. And Gretchen can't hold it in anymore. She goes, yeah, about all the shit that I know about you. Fuck yeah. You don't want me to talk. It's going to be ugly for you. When else are you going to? Why else are you here? Say it right now. A showdown between the two of you is clearly what we were expecting. So say it. Tamara's like, Gretchen's the one who destroys people's lives. And Gretchen goes, oh, yeah, you're the person that got sued for your lies. I sued and I won. Okay. And Tamara screams, oh, that the guy that you were fucking? They're editing this quite a bit. So I don't know if Gretchen responds and if they're keeping her response out because of the legal issue. I don't know. But I'm like, what is the deal with that? Because it sounds like Gretchen likes to blame Tamara mainly for like anything that she did wrong. Like Tamara called her out. It does sound like Tamara did catch her cheating. But I mean, if she won a lawsuit, I don't know. Then Tamara loses it. Says something about Gretchen's vagina being all over the internet and then gives her the big double fuck off fingers and got in her face. It was kind of intense. And then storms out. And then fine, it was all the drama. But then in Watch What Happens Live, Tamara said weird shit. She's like, because I don't know, probably the question was probably something stupid. Like, do you regret doing the flipping her off? And she's like, I mean, I didn't punch her. And Andy's like she was trying to piss off Andy. Because Andy goes, oh, you've never punched anyone. Like, that wasn't even an option. It's not like you did punch people and then you didn't punch. Shut up. What? First, Tamara starts cussing right away on Watch What Happens Live. She says bullshit. And Andy's like, oh, wait a minute. You can't cuss. We're live. And she goes, oh, you can't say shit? Does it again. She's like, I thought it was just the F word. What? You've been on? Okay. No. But then they're doing the polls. And the question for the poll is, has therapy changed Tamara? And Tamara gets like real weird about it. She's like, I mean, listen. I'm not going to therapy to change my personality. I mean, I can't change my personality. I'll be fired. Andy did not like that. Andy's like, hold on. That's not what we're saying. Being mean isn't a requirement. Tamara like clenches her jaw. She's like, Andy, yes, it is. She's like, no, it's what? But she's like, these girls think I went to therapy to be like, oh, I'm going to be nice to you guys. But that's not why I went to therapy. I went to therapy to work on my own trauma, my own issues and whatever. I was like, okay, like, yes. But what was this line? And then she was like mad Andy wouldn't let her have it. Oh, Tamara's, yeah. I don't know. BravoCon is coming up. Who's going? Let me know if you're going. I'm not going, in case anyone was wondering. I am actually relieved not to be going. I would be having so much anxiety if I were going. I would also be broke if I were going because, my God, it is so much money. It is so expensive. I went, whatever the last one was, I went to that one and was like, got it. Too much. And people are like, what if you were asked to moderate a panel? I'm not going to get asked to moderate a panel. I talk too much shit about Bravo. They don't talk to me. They don't know me. They don't give a shit about me, which is fine. That's why I took Bravo out of my name. If you didn't know, the podcast used to be called She Speaks Bravo. But then I realized, like, why am I doing that? Because I talk about a lot of stuff. All right. Besides, yeah, they don't mess with me, and I don't really mess with them, I guess. Even though I do, I have to say, and this is going to be weird that I'm even doing this. Not a lot of networks are not corrupt. So when we talk about like bad business practices and ethical practices of Bravo, there is not one good network out there. MTV, oh my God, they treat their people horribly. Horribly. The Bachelor. Oh my God, The Bachelor people. So like for if you're gonna watch reality TV, I like Bravo shows across the board better than any. But getting into their like content creator like favorite pool of people, I'm never gonna get there. I've been out of it for a long time. I'm out of the running. I tried a little bit. I had a couple moments where I was like, oh, cool. I got invited to the Real Housewives of New York premiere, which actually wasn't even the premiere. It was just like the party about it. But in New York, I went to New York, made a trip of it. It was super fun. I paid for everything. Nothing was paid for. But I was like, oh, cool. Maybe this will be like the start of something. No. And that's fine because then I feel like I'd feel weird being honest about my thoughts on the show and on the network if they were also like inviting me to stuff all the time and sending me their PR boxes. This is basically my anti-pitch to ever be included with Bravo. Why am I going into this much detail about it? Why am I talking about it like this? What am I doing? I'm like, never call me Bravo. Basically, they're like, who? Fine. Whatever. This is like when housewives be like, I actually don't even care. I'm totally fine. And then I'm, wow. I hear it. I hear what just happened. All right. Before I wrap us up, I haven't announced this yet on the main feeds, but I'm going to be continuing to cover Salt Lake City on Sundays with Kendrick with the weekly wrap up. We'll probably get into some other pop culture, entertainment news things as well. But you know how I like to do a recap with Kendrick. And honestly, the Salt Lake City audience last season was really hard. Kendrick's my buffer. I even asked him, I'm like, is it okay if we continue recording and recapping Salt Lake City on Sundays? Because I know it's the audience is tough. We've shared stories about just getting reamed by people. So I'm going to continue covering with him. It's fun. We try to have fun with it. My opinions change so much from week to week. I even want to like take back everything I said last week about Lisa playing the game with the not caring, being too good for Housewife. Like the show is just wild and crazy and things change on a dime. So I'm going to safely cover it on Sundays. Okay. I'm going to go now. All right. I love you guys so much. Mean it. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.